Time to fly, time to fly. Never give up, we won't retreat. The ones who stand up.
Hello friends, and welcome again to another Street Fighter Duel video.
Okay, legends, welcome back to another video that will be discussing PvP strictly with it, especially for Showdown and for the teams that you want to go and build. If you didn't watch me and Hazing debating on the Luke teams, you can go and watch that video. That was an awesome debate talking about it. I think I convinced Hazing to a certain point that the usage of Luke is not as bad as he thought before. He didn't say it's bad, but he didn't think it was that awesome. But it's a little bit consistent in some scenarios and some lineups and teams that I'll be talking about and showing you how to play and counter those teams, especially if you want to go and contest in Showdown. And Showdown is not only for whales. Even whales can make mistakes and you can do a better lineup. The power level will not be that high because I think it's adjusted to a certain point. I think 240 is the levels. Let me go to Showdown and check it out. I think it's I forgot, we can't see it anymore. Anyway, I just want to say to Mahu, congratulations, he won Showdown, big achievement. This server have been dominated by only one player or two players, as we can know for so long. This is server 1 on EU, and he did the what you can call the impossible, which is absolutely fantastic. Congratulations, you're a legend. So I think it's adjusted to 240 levels, if I'm not mistaken. Let me take a look at my picture and check in Final Showdown. How does it look? So it's not adjusted, so there is a level difference between the players. But hey, the difference does not mean anything if you have a good lineup and good setup, and we'll be talking about that. So basically the main lineups that you want to play on the Showdown. Let me go to Arena and just select any type of team and show you how it works. Okay, so I'm not gonna play against Tito. Of course, it's impossible to win versus him. So the best lineups that people are playing, the Visconti Vega team. Now the Visconti Vega team mainly is being played with Gouken. So Gouken is his best partner for survivability because he goes below HP, really on low HP, and you need something to keep him surviving or protecting so he can go and lifesteal again. I'm not gonna talk about assist. You can use whatever assist that you feel free to use. Now another unit is being used with him so much is Zangief or Beast Zangief. Now some players are using with a 6 out of 6 cards Yun, because Yun gained the speed with his cards and they can put Beast on him and they can use his C2 if they want, or the C2 of Gouken, whichever you want, so you can get a faster team than Zangief. If you play Zangief as an assist on Yun with all of his cards Yun, your lineup will be faster than a team that is playing Zangief. So keep that in mind if you want to think about it. So these are the main cores that they're playing. Sometimes they're playing Street Poison, sometimes they're playing Elena, or sometimes they're playing Athlete Chun-Li, if I can find her. This is basically the setups or the main setups that they're playing with the Visconti Vega team. Now this Visconti Vega team was so far not contested. You can't counter it so hard, and it's very hard to counter it. Now one of the units that you can counter it with is using one character at least, which is Honda. If you build Honda, he will have his bullet wall at the start of the battle. I'm gonna show you some replays and some plays versus actually a team that have Honda. Thank you Clever Beast for giving all the videos, and Sonder, two of the legends that are using Luke teams and using Honda and using other variations that I'll be showing you that, and you can judge on your own. So Honda, what he will do is block the super of Visconti Vega because of the wall, so you're not gonna take damage. And I thought they also block the C3 of Visconti Vega, but the C3 of Visconti Vega cannot be blocked by the wall of Honda. It's only the super, so keep that in mind. So this is one of the options that you can counter. What is other option that you can counter is having Luke on the team. Now the best lineup with using Luke on the team that we found more success. Now many people have been playing, and this works, but it's not super consistent. This specific lineup that I'll be talking about, and Agent Viper. So I don't have Agent Viper, so I'm gonna play another legendary here, which is Fashion Blanca or Chieftain Viper. Let me play Chieftain Viper. I think I have a copy of her because she looks more like Agent Viper. So imagine this is the legendary Agent Viper, because on this account I don't have her. I will make a showcase of these lineups on another team or another account when it's available. So what they do is start with Honda, C1 from Donatello because of the survivability mechanic, the shields and the healing that you get from this lineup, and the buffing as well. They play a C2 with Luke, and they play a C3 with Agent Viper, and she can give you another combo meter or another free charge of combo meter that you can start again. Now what happens with this when you play it like this, the damage sharing from the super of Honda will work. So if you don't know what Honda super does, which is really good actually, it holds them dealing damage equal blah 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 and gives damage sharing for 10 seconds, boosts the entire team damage resist rate by 30%, and it's extended for 16 seconds, which is really awesome for your survivability. Plus Donatello survivability will help you on this lineup. Now this is a great lineup to play. Now another unit that they have been playing a lot, which is with Trendy Ryu. Yeah, with Trendy Ryu, it's more consistent, more reliable, you survive a lot using his C1, and you deal a lot of damage actually, because also the damage mitigation with the damage sharing that he does as well on the lineup, which is absolutely fantastic. Now the most consistent lineup against double Bisons, if you want to play, or if you want to play against another Visconti Vega team, is not in particular using that. If you invested a lot of money and you have Rich Honda also works. So you start with Rich Honda, C1 from Trendy Ryu, C2 from Luke, and C3 from Agent Viper. And this is how you can go and win your lineups. Now, how does it work? Why does it counter the other teams? Because you can bypass immunities and you can survive on these lineups. Plus, your main source of damage will be here, Rich Honda and Luke. Luke, what does he do with his cars? When you get him to 6 out of 6, I think when it's 3 out of 6, he will deal 100% extra damage to the units that are immune to damage, such as Goken, such as Bison, such as Sagat, all of these units that are immune to damage. Even the other Honda, if they're playing Honda on their lineup as a tank and he gets damage immunity, you can bypass that. Even Witch Jury, you can bypass her immunity and immediately kill these units. All Summer, Elena, whatever unit have this damage immunity, he can bypass them with this 3 out of 6 because of his reversal drive. The reversal drive is one of the great damage dealing things that you're gonna get in the game. And one more thing again that you can use also, which is using his EX move. Now of course his EX move, it needs to be built because at 0 stars shields and everything, 2 stars it's good, but the 3 stars, which is give him 2 drive, and this will give you an advantage to get more drives to do another reversal immediately after you do your first rotation. I think the first rotation will guarantee you a reversal. The second rotation, when you drop the EX move, it will guarantee you another reversal. Now, if you build it even more, it will help you even more. It will sustain for you a little bit more and buffs your damages, which is one of the greatest counters to these immune teams, especially when they play Overlord Bison. Now, the second line, this is one lineup that you can play that can defeat a double Bison teams, at least, because many people are playing double Bison team. If you're playing Overlord Bison alone with another lineup, this setup can be defeated. This Luke setup can be defeated with the same lineup that we're gonna show you here, which is having Overlord Bison instead of Luke. This is better than the Luke team actually, with having one Overlord Bison instead of him, and you can play this lineup and this setup to go and defeat it. Some other people are not playing her, which they're playing Summer Elena, I think, and starting with Rich Honda, C1 from Trendy Ryu, C2 from Rich Honda for interruptions and more sustainability and some damage, and then C3 with Overlord Bison. You can play this lineup as well. This is the variation that is better than the double Bison teams. Now, how does the double Bison team become super increasingly good and unbelievably sustained? It's with playing double Bison and playing Michelangelo and playing somebody else, a healer. You can play Elena, you can play anybody else for the C1. You can play Athlete Chun-Li actually has been playing, they are using her with this lineup because she also does some damages to the lineups, and many players are using just Suit Abel because of the shields and his survivability. He drops, hit the target, gets his shields for him, for the entire team, and goes back and heals the team, which means also Michelangelo. Why Michelangelo is so good? We talked about that before, and I told you specifically me, if the TMNT comes back, or whenever it dropped, I told you Leonardo is the best carry for bossing and from the TMNT, and it will give you a lot of damages. And if you want something to sustain for story mode, for PvP, and if you're PvP oriented more, build Donatello and build Michelangelo. Michelangelo literally doesn't die. I have him at S rank, and In story, I'm using him. In PvP, I'm using him. In right now, HWA, I'm using him, and he's absolutely doing great amount of survivability mechanics because he uses his super here. I use the C1, use his C2. You can use any C3 if you want from Bison's, or you can use only his super or only his C2, depending on your gameplay and game style and however you think the team you should build, which is really a good team. Now, these are the 3 teams that you can use, and I'll be showing you some videos and teams that are defeating the double Bisons, that are defeating the Visconti Vega. Let's go for the first lineup, and this is the video. So here we have Clever Beast using the same lineup that I told you, using Honda, the normal Honda, to counter Visconti Vega. As you see, Visconti Vega starts, you don't take damage because they are already protected by the wall. The C3 will give some damage, but we use the C1 of Donatello, give us shields. I'm sorry for the speed of this video, you can play it on a lower speed. And as you see, the reversal drive from Luke absolutely destroyed the team. And if we're gonna go and look at the damages, you're gonna see that Luke is dealing the most amount of damage, not the C3 of Agent Viper. And it's not the drive, it's the reversal drive. So this is the drive impact, the normal damage that you do with the drive impact. But the reversal drive is everything about the damages that have been done with him, and it's absolutely fantastic. Now, another lineups that have not built Michelangelo and they're playing with somebody as tanks, any type of tanks. Let's check the tanks here. So they're playing someone like Suit Abel, Zangief, they're playing Psychodan, which all of them, these units, or maybe normal Abel, are great tank units for you to play on a lineup, and they will survive a lot, and they have different mechanics. Some like using Psychodan for dropping the attack position, some playing Suit Abel for just the shields and the healing. Abel for the shields for the team and his own healing, sometimes stun with his C2, negating passives with Zangief, stunning with Honda or damage sharing or the wall, which is all great and good. But what does destroy all of these? The shields for these 2 units specifically doesn't matter. The immunity doesn't matter for Honda. For Psychodan, it's easier to kill. For Zangief, it's easier to kill on your lineup if you go and do the reversal drive with Luke. So this is why they're not working. Let's go and check the next replay. It's double Bison team, but this time not Michelangelo is playing, is another tank. I think it's Abel. So here we go. This is the replay. And Abel is the tank here, which will give you a lot of shields, a lot of healing, but you can bypass the shields with the reversal drive. So if we see here, the enemy is starting before us, which is, it doesn't matter. We start with Honda the second run, C1, C2, and after the C2, we're gonna see the reversal drive, and here it is, and Abel is dead, Zangief is dead, the normal Bison is dead, and we just have Overlord Bison, and then we defeat him. And the sustainability is coming here from the lineup from our Donatello. So we're using Donatello on this lineup, and he's absolutely helping us with survivability. What's a better unit than Donatello? It's Trendy Ryu. Yes, Trendy Ryu is 100% better than him on any lineup actually, because of his survivability mechanic and his buffing for the team. So, what do we know about this now? Luke is kinda surviving and dealing damage and giving you a chance at least. Let's not say it's a 100%, 90%, 70%, 60%, at least 50% chance to win against double Bisons, let's say. Win against Luke. Against Luke, it's easier because Luke, or against Visconti Vega. Visconti Vega drops a little bit below 50% HP, which will allow reversal drive of Luke, which deals massive tons of damages, to one-shot him, and this will keep your lineup surviving. Or any unit that is protecting him or surviving on the team, something like Goken, something like Honda, something like Rich Honda, he will go and just one-tap them, and he will end it for them, and you can continue and do good results. I will show you another lineup for another team for double Bison. This time they're using Psychodan as a straight up tank from the start to drop the tank position, so the double Bison's explosion will kill their tank position. So they start with Psychodan, and they use another C1 from somebody else, which is Suit Abel, which is really a good idea, and then they use a C2 and then a C3, and here we go. Agent Viper is on the ground, but the reversal drive will absolutely destroy, as you see, destroyed them completely, and then you can go and kill the last 2 Bisons. If you couldn't kill normal Bison and they're still alive, both of them, you can go and kill them immediately after that. And here's the result after that. You see the damages that have been done by Luke, also his reversal drive, also Agent Viper is doing a little bit of damage, and the damages came from Bison's team with Bison, because he's the one that kept surviving and exploding. Absolutely phenomenal team. Now I'm gonna show you another run, which with the great player that we have, my friend Sonder, which he played in Final Showdown, and it's in Final Showdown he's playing Luke, and his team with Luke is being super good against Vega teams, the most actually, and his team is super consistent. Actually, it's one of the good teams that he's playing with Trendy Ryu, Athlete Chun-Li, Luke, and normal Honda. He's using normal Honda just to counter Visconti Vega team. So it's placement as well. If you can place this team against a Visconti Vega team, the wall of Honda will negate his super. So let's go and take a look at it. So here we go. This is the Sonder team, and let's go. He's on the enemy side, so don't worry about that. So here we go. I was talking to my friend, so it doesn't matter. Sorry for the captions up there. So they start before us, and they do the C3 of Visconti Vega. Yes, it's sometimes can one-shot you, sometimes it doesn't one-shot you. Depending on speed, they will be faster than you, but this is another lineup that you will not take damage from the super, but you will take damage from the C3, and you can continue and do your damages. And if Luke pops off and he does his C2, he will immediately kill everybody. So here we go, he did the reversal. First one to die was Zangief or Zangief. Now then, Visconti Vega died because he can't survive that much. And remember, they have Gouken. Gouken is the best unit to go with the Visconti Vega team. And still, Gouken is surviving until the end. If we go and do another reversal, we drop Gouken on low HP. So now the game becomes, if you can survive to the end of the game, if your HP is more than the enemy HP, so if you're at like 90% HP on one unit and one of their units is not more than your 99% HP or 90% HP, you will win the fight. So it's all shields. Shields doesn't count as HP. And here we go. We removed some shields as well. You see his HP is so low. And by the end, this is the HP of Gouken, and we win the fight like that, easy peasy. And the last video that I want to say, and I will stay silent and hear what Hazing was saying, and by the end of the video what he said, oh, Pika will be, oh, I proved his point with his video. It's not about proving point, it's about the odds. If you have two good teams, one with Overlord Bison and one with Visconti Vega, and you need to make a third team that is super good and consistent and will help you with Showdown and have a chance against one of your enemies, Overlord Bison, or one of your enemies, Visconti Vega lineups, so your Overlord Bison or Luke or Visconti Vega lineup will win. Wouldn't you use it? And if Luke is helping out with these teams and always winning, wouldn't you use that? So I'll leave it for you to check out this video and just listen to what Hazing was saying.
So yeah, anyway, I feel like making that change to give yourself a chance that, like you're saying there, if for whatever reason you happen to win your battle 1, which is your Visconti Vega team, but you don't win your battle 2, if Luke's your battle 3, you've got a much greater chance of winning it because you've built that Luke setup. Now, the only argument I would make to that is if you've actually built a Luke setup with the kind of key units that might actually make him viable, you've got less of a chance of winning that battle 1 or that battle 2 because you've made your Vega team weaker, or you've made your Bison team weaker to allow you the ability to do that. And as we're speaking, you're seeing that I'm probably going to win this one with Luke. Now, there you go, there you go, Pika. Like, it's like, hey, look, you're proving my point.
So that was the video, the clip that we did. It's from the video that we did together on his video. So you can go and check it out. It will be down in the description below. As I said, if you have a lineup, now I'm not saying Luke is like the most broken unit in the game, no. But with his utility, it's kind of broken to go and defeat the lineups of such broken units, Overlord Bison and Visconti Vega. Now, until maybe the next new unit that they will drop as an SST or special summon, a ticket character, will be more broken or the same broken level as Visconti Vega, as Overlord Bison, and you can use them on the third team. But until this character comes, and maybe it will take a month, maybe it will take 2 weeks, maybe it will take 3 months, 6 months, a year. If you have Luke already invested and you have him built, think about these strategies and these lineups to utilize him on your lineups, so you can get an idea of how you can go on Showdown. Now, of this is of course not catered to free-to-play because of Agent Viper, the investing in Trendy Ryu, Rich Honda, Luke. These units are hard to obtain and hard to get to max out, or at least to invest in. But if you already did, if you're a low spender, if you're free to play and you only went for these characters and you got them maxed out and built without Agent Viper, you can change her and use another unit, which is hard to come by right now, but you can still use somebody else to go and use their C3 if you don't want to use any kind of C3. And it would work. It might work, because it did work actually when we tried to use it on lineups that had Oni. When other lineups with using what's her name, Chun-Li, we used them with lineups that has normal Viper, and it did work to a certain extent. Not the same success rate as this lineup, but it did work at least, and it gave us good results. So keep in mind, if you want to build 3 teams, these are good 3 solid option teams. Now, of course, as I said before, you don't need to play double Bisons. You can play one Bison or Overlord Bison on one team and another Bison on this team. Let's say this lineup that you don't have Agent Viper, you can play Overlord Bison instead on that lineup and put Trendy Ryu on the tag position, or you can use Athlete Chun-Li on the tag position, whichever you feel like it. But this lineup is solid. Luke can go and bypass immunity. His reversal drive is insanely good, and it does deal tons of damage, especially for immune characters. If any character say, oh, I'm immune, Luke says, oh, you'll take more damage and die actually and become not immune. That was it for our video. Let me know in the comment section about your ideas or about your lineups. Tell me about them. Maybe there's better ideas than these lineups that we have, and I'll be seeing you in the next one.
If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. If you didn't, we thank you for watching. And as always, stay frosty. Peace.
Time to fly, time to fly.